For my girls that are tired of the glue and just want to be able to take your wig off every day, this video is for you. I'm showing you my method on how I install my wigs using only lace bond spray, EBIN to be exact, and how to get a good hold. Make sure to keep on watching because I'm going through all the steps. The wig I'll be using in today's video is from Asteria Hair. This is their 13x6 Real HD Lace Frontal wig. It's 250% density, so the fullest of the full. It also comes with the knots pre-bleached for you, so you don't have to do anything really when it comes to customization. It's also pre-plucked on the hairline. I didn't do any additional plucking. I just made a small widow's peak on my install. And when it comes to the curls are so freaking pretty. This is what it looks like, already defined and everything. So let's get into the install. First things first, you want to start off with your wig cap. I do not do the ball cap method and I haven't for a really long time. You can just use a dark wig cap so it's not showing through. And then you're just going to put your wig on as normal. Always make sure you put your wig on and adjust it to exactly where you want it to sit. It needs to sit in front of your hairline, not directly on it, so you can have enough space to put your spray or your glue down. Spray, since we're talking in this video in specific, and I did do a slight widow's peak on the hairline like I mentioned before. For the install, we are using the EBIN lace bond spray. This is the black can, and I spray it into a cup and use a makeup brush to apply the product. Once I started doing this, it made my life so much easier. I hate a mess, and this stuff is really sticky and it gets all of your fingers. So I use a makeup brush and I just glide it all along my hairline as if I was installing with glue. So once I do this, I take my time, I lay it all across the hairline in sections, and then I go in section by section, layer by layer. Depending on how long you want your wig to stay on is how many layers you're going to do, just like glue. So I just did 2 layers because, again, I like to take my wigs off every day or every other day. And then I take my hair dryer on the hot setting because I want it to get sticky first. So you go in with the hair dryer on the hot setting, not for long because you don't want it to completely dry. You just want to see it get sticky. So this is how it should look once you're about to go in with your lace. Once you do that, go ahead and apply your lace per usual and just press it into the hairspray. Because this stuff does dry really fast, depending on how fast you do your installs, by the time you get to the other side, it could be a little bit dry or that stickiness is gone. So just go back in with your makeup brush and add more spray. Same process, put the hair dryer to it, get it sticky again, and go ahead and continue laying your lace. When you go to cut your lace, make sure you're cutting as close to where that hairline ends at as possible. You want to leave very little lace on the wig so it's not as noticeable and it's easier to blend. Now that the wig is laid, you're going to get this ashy line, and this is when it's time to melt your lace in, and you're going to use the melt spray for this. I'm using EBIN as well. These are the only 2 products that I'm using for the install. Same thing, I'm going to pour this into a cup and use the same brush to apply it. I just put it all over the lace where it's white at until it starts to melt in. after that, I put my hairdryer to it on the hot air just to make sure it's not sticky anymore. I don't want to dry it all the way, but like I said, so it's not sticky, because once I put that band on, it will stick to the band and give me a white spot. So like I mentioned before, if your spray is not all the way dry, you'll end up with this white residue, and you can see it on my hairline in that one spot. It wasn't all the way dry, but everywhere else was perfectly fine. Up until this point, I did not put any foundation on the lace, so we're going in with my foundation shade. This is what I've been using for my lace tint. It just matches me so much better. I feel like my skin tone is hard to match with the Ruby Kisses, and I'm not trying to mix everything together to get it. So if you are my foundation twin, you should try out the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I use the shade 360, which is mocha, and it's just a perfect match. I like to use a color that is my exact skin tone because makeup will end up oxidizing. So the longer it sits on you and mixes with your skin and your oils and stuff, it will get darker. So just use your exact color. Now, after I applied my makeup, I could tell that it still had a few little light areas, so I went back in with more melting spray. This step is totally optional, you don't have to, but if you're a perfectionist like me, you can go ahead and add some more, or you can just go right into adding your edges. I didn't do edges for this install. And the last step in the actual install is to comb out the hairline so it's not crunchy. I feel like doing it this way, with actually picking it up using a brush and laying it on your skin without your fingers or without spraying it on top the lace, doesn't make the hairline as crunchy, doesn't make the hair as hard. I'd rather have spray all day long than to deal with a gummy hairline that glue gives me. I just hate the feeling of that residue. So if you're like me, this method will work perfectly for you. I do use glue every once in a while, especially if I'm doing an install that I know I'm going to keep on a week or so. But if I'm just doing every couple days, I'm definitely picking up my spray. Or if I have a closure, for sure I'm picking up my spray. Way less maintenance. So if you're like me, then this method will help you out. I hope it does. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And if you have any questions, I'm always here to answer them. This is what the hair looks like, completely defined. I did use my diffuser and some mousse to get these curls, and I did the coils at the end. If y'all want a full detailed curling, defining, curly hair routine video, I can do one on this. I did record it, I just didn't put it in this video. So let me know. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button.